There are few authors who manage to capture the essence of love in all its forms with as much beauty and complexity as Gabriel García Márquez. Love in the Time of Cholera is one of those books that you feel both in your skin and your heart, a work that delves into the nature of love and time, and since its publication in 1985, has captivated readers around the world. García Márquez, known for his mastery of magical realism, here opts for a more contained narrative, but one equally filled with nuances and symbolism. The story revolves around a central love triangle that endures for more than 50 years. At the beginning, we are introduced to Florentino Ariza, a romantic and somewhat peculiar young man who becomes completely smitten with Fermina Daza, a beautiful young woman who, at that time, is just beginning to discover the world. Florentino's love is deep, obsessive, but also silent. Throughout the novel, we see how this love evolves, how life itself interferes, and how the passage of time tests both characters. Fermina Daza, though she initially reciprocates Florentino's love, ends up marrying Juvenal Urbino, a prestigious doctor who represents security and stability, a stark contrast to the dreamy Florentino. The marriage between Fermina and Juvenal is not perfect, but García Márquez describes it with a human depth that lends great richness to the story. What is extraordinary about the plot of Love in the Time of Cholera is how it explores the concept of love through different lenses. Idealized romantic love, pragmatic marital love, love that withstands the passage of time, and the multiple ways the human heart can adapt, break, heal, and move forward. Throughout the decades, García Márquez reveals how love can be both a destructive force and a source of hope, how it can cause suffering, but also lead to redemption. Florentino Ariza is undoubtedly one of the most fascinating characters created by García Márquez. He is the archetype of the eternal lover, a man who, although he has numerous romances throughout his life, never stops loving Fermina. His life is a mixture of poetry and obsession, which makes him both a tragic and admirable figure. The intensity of his love is sometimes overwhelming, and while his devotion is moving, it also raises questions about the nature of desire and the idealization of love. Fermina Daza, on the other hand, is a much more pragmatic and realistic character. Her marriage to Juvenal Urbino represents security and stable social life, but it is also a space where Fermina must face her own emotions, desires, and expectations. She is a woman torn between passion and reason, between idealism and the reality of life. Juvenal Urbino is the third in this triangle, a man who represents modernity and progress in the Caribbean city where the novel takes place. Although initially he seems to be the simple rival to Florentino, as the story progresses, we discover that Urbino is a character with his own internal struggles, fears, and desires. He is a man who, although not as passionate as Florentino, loves Fermina in a more rational and tranquil way. The central theme of Love in the Time of Cholera is, of course, love, but García Márquez explores it from all possible angles. There is romantic love, marital love, physical love, platonic love, and above all, love that faces the relentless march of time. The author invites us to reflect on how love changes, matures, and in some cases, endures despite adversity. Another key theme is time. The story spans several decades, allowing García Márquez to explore how the characters change and evolve. He shows us how time can be both the enemy and the ally of love, how the passage of years affects relationships and human emotions. Aging is a constant in the novel, and García Márquez handles it with a sensitivity that gives the work a profoundly melancholic tone. There is also a subtle critique of social structures and gender expectations. Fermina, as a woman, faces pressure to marry and lead a respectable life, while Florentino, as a man, has more freedom to explore his desires and passions. However, García Márquez does not fall into simplistic stereotypes, but presents complex characters who struggle with their own limitations and aspirations. Garcia Marquez was already known for his masterpiece 100 Years of Solitude, but Love in the Time of Cholera demonstrated his ability to move beyond magical realism and tell a story that, while rooted in reality, is filled with the poetry that characterizes his prose. The novel is a tribute to love in its purest and most complicated form. One of the greatest achievements of this work is its ability to capture the nature of love in all its contradictions. It is both painful and beautiful, fleeting and eternal, irrational and profoundly significant. Garcia Marquez does not idealize love, but presents it as a force that can consume us or save us, depending on how we confront it. For literature, Love in the Time of Cholera is an exploration of the human condition. It is a testament to the capacity of narrative to address the most intimate feelings of human beings with a soul-touching honesty. The fact that Garcia Marquez makes us empathize so deeply with Florentino, Fermina, and Urbino, despite their flaws, is a testament to his ability to understand and portray human nature. Love in the Time of Cholera is a reading that offers a profound and enriching experience. Garcia Marquez invites us to reflect on our own experiences with love, time, and the decisions we make throughout our lives. While reading this novel, one feels enveloped in a universe where emotions are palpable, and the characters are so real that it is impossible not to feel with them. This work is much more than a simple love story. It is a meditation on life itself, a celebration of the resilience of the human heart in the face of adversity. If you are looking for a novel that will move you, make you think, and leave a lasting impression, Love in the Time of Cholera is, without a doubt, one of the best choices in world literature. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share this recommendation. Together, we form a community of readers united by the magic of reading and the adventure of discovering new stories. Thank you.